The entire way home, there was no lights, nothing fishy. The car drove fine all the way home. It's a weird anomaly. I've had it once before, but you know, it went away and never happened again. I've since started and stopped the car a bunch of times and it didn't happen. That being said, I'm not sure that we'll be able to replicate it if we tear it apart. I know Mario right now is actually still at work, so when he gets off work, he'll call me and we'll come up with a game plan at that time. I noticed that the boost gauge actually stopped working altogether. It doesn't read correctly again, it just reads 0. So if you look right here, this is our connection where we connected it. You can see this is our new hose and where we connected it. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can see the old hose is actually flat and is not allowing any airflow through there. So we're gonna have to correct that right now. So what I've decided to do, instead of splicing in another point, I think that's just another point of failure. So you'd have 2 splice points, 2 points of failure so at this point, I'm gonna cut the old hose off completely and I'm gonna run it all the way through. That way we only have 1 splice point. Eventually I will go through and do 1 solid hose all the way through the car, but that requires me to remove quite a bit of the interior, which I don't want to do right now. We do plan on doing that once Mario does the audio install on this car. He's very excited about it. I've never done an audio system at all. I know that his system sounds fantastic, and you know, he's my best friend, so I'm gonna go with what he says and what his word is, because frankly, I don't know anything about it. As you can see, took the carbon fiber off this side, and we can get in there and work a little easier without that in the way. I understand that thing makes it really pretty in here, but it really is a pain in the ass when you want to do any type of work, especially something this simple. We're gonna take care of it. It'll be good to go. We'll be rocking and rolling for tomorrow. So you can see right here, I've got the damage section out. When I installed the other one, I installed it a little longer, so this actually hung down about 2 inches farther than it was. So it was a lot closer to the exhaust manifold, which obviously is very, very hot. But this time we're gonna correct that issue with this reflective heat sleeve right here. And that should reflect enough heat to keep this thing cool enough to where it won't actually warp and everything. I think after this goes in, it'll be damn solid. We won't ever have to change that again until we tear the entire interior part of this car.
All right, good morning, good morning. It was getting a little too dark last night, getting rough for the camera to record anything. I guess that makes a case for me to put new and better lighting in here, or to finally build my dream garage. But that's besides the point. As I showed you yesterday, you can see how flat that line is. And if you actually see, I cannot get any air whatsoever through that. And that's why that boost gauge wasn't working. So I've upgraded the hose and you can actually see how much thicker it is. The original hose is on top and the new one is on bottom. You can especially tell from this angle right here. It is much more substantial. And as you can see, I put it in that gold heat sleeve right there, which will reflect a lot of heat. And a lot of people ask me why the gold. Gold has a really good heat deflection, which is why NASA used it on the lunar lander. The original routing of the boost line was actually around this main engine wiring harness right here, which you can see the exhaust manifold's right there. So a lot of heat is rising in this area. That line just couldn't take it. As you can see, this has a bunch of heat insulation right here. You can see how thick that insulation is right there, and you can see how thick this insulation is right here to protect those wires. Instead, I've ran it along here underneath and across. That routing along with this gold heat sleeve and upgraded hose is what I believe that is going to prevent damage to this line in the future. Car is fired up. We got one of those awesome cold starts. It sounds so great. Sorry to my neighbor over here, but everything's working, everything's good. Paul and I are going to be headed to Gears and Grinds this morning, so that should be kind of fun. I'm not sure if I've ever said this on the vlog, but I am in love with these Porsche 356s. 100%. I'm definitely gonna own one day. Not a real one, because expensive. Definitely a replica, and I think with a replica, it gives me more option because I can soup it up, mod it, lower it, slam it, do whatever interior I want. Relatively cheap because they do run air-cooled Volkswagen motors. With a replica as well, mod it and not feel bad and make it my own, and I think I would have a lot more fun. This type of car, to me, would invoke a time period while you're driving. It would just have a certain type of feeling, and with the weather right now, about
85, 90 degrees. Probably the best time of year to drive this thing. It would be so much fun. So I just got this little gift from Chris. I think this is really cool. I guess it's done by a company called Lean Customs, and you can get your own car done. It's really nice of him to give me this. This is really cool. I really enjoy this. Thank you, Chris. Oh, this is oh, necessary? I think so. Well, coming down the parking ramp here, I just pretty much blew the lip apart on my R8. You can see it's pretty damaged. And coming down here, I've only come down this. I've only come down this a million times. You can see just straight up damaged it right here. Hey, look. Some pieces here. There's the other pieces over there. Right there, it's pretty damaged right there. It's bumming me out, but I guess we'll have to get it fixed.